We welcome you back here on Brookdale TV. It's Game 2 of the doubleheader with the Jersey Blues and the Mercer Vikings. And we're underway with ball one. And it's Sarah Nazaro who makes the start in the circle. So she pitches both ends of the doubleheader here today and deals a strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike on Kelsey Odell, leading it off for the Vikings. Odell reached base 3 times in Game 1, and just about every Viking reached base that number of times. 2 balls and a strike. Sierra Acevedo is on deck, and then Maya Patel in the opening inning. And the 2-1 delivery is line base hit in the left field, so Mercer just picks up where they left off with a leadoff hit. So Sierra Acevedo stands in now. She's the third baseman, both ends of the doubleheader today. Actually held without a hit in Game 1. She might have been the only Viking who was held without a hit on the wild pitch. Odell to second base. And Nazaro worked 2 innings in Game 1 and was tagged with a dozen runs. She misses the mark there, and it's 2-0. A little bit low. While walks were part of the problem for Nazaro earlier in the afternoon, she issued 4 free passes. On 3-0, it's taken ball 4, so a single and a walk to start this game. That'll bring up Maya Patel. Looks at strike 1. A Mercer first baseman was on base a couple of times, also had a sacrifice fly. 1-1, it kicks away from Ford, and now the runners to second and third. Well, a few changes defensively for Brookdale. It's the same group, but a few in different spots. In the outfield, you have Vigil, Shevlin, and Agriu. That's left to right. Fly ball left field. That's Vigil. She's got it. Tagging at third, Odell. Throw to the plate won't get there. It's a sacrifice fly for Maya Patel to score the game's first run, and Mercer has a 1-0 lead. So the batter now, Emily Wiskowski, right-hand hitter. 1-0. On the infield, Brookdale has Campbell and Fay on the left side, with Kisberth and Lowe on the right side, and Abby Ford, second straight game catching Nazaro. Another one well struck, right center field. That's down into the gap and extra bases. Turning third, Acevedo. She heads home, and it's an RBI double for Emily Wiskowski to make it 2-0. This Mercer lineup, they just continue their relentless pace. Izzy Bonacci with a shot right back to the circle and snagged by Nazaro. A hard hit second out. As Bonacci attacking the first pitch, hit it right back to Nazaro, who made the play. So an L1 in your scorecard, second out of the inning, Angelina Guida, and she did not make an out in Game 1. 5 at-bats, 5 hits, 1-0 in the dirt. Now what a game she had, with 4 of the 5 hits going for singles and the other a double, and she scored 4 times. And now she's got a 2-0 count. Came in a .398 batter, and that has gone way up. On 2-0, she fouls it back, and that hits the fence behind home plate. Sarah Nazaro looking for better results than she had in the first game. Can't be easy getting the assignment to pitch both games of a doubleheader. Sharply to short. Faye's got it, and that'll end the inning. So they score 2, and that's it. And now Brookdale will come to bat in the bottom of the first in a 2-0 hole. Brookdale coming to bat in the bottom of the first. They're down 2-0 in this game, too. And Jessica Adams winds up the first one. Ball 1 to the backstop, 1-0. Jillian Faye to lead it off. She started game 1 in center field, ended up taking over pitching. And now she's the shortstop for this game, too. Jamie Vigil, Audra Lowe to follow in the inning. And it's to the second baseman, Guida, 1 out. So Jamie Vigil, the batter. And she was at third earlier today and now is in left field for this game. Taps one foul, strike 1. 1 out, nobody on. Brookdale had just 2 turns through the lineup in game 1, and they were shut out over 5 innings, lost it 22-0. There's a strike. And now they face Jessica Adams, who comes in with a 1.47 ERA, which is even better than the Game 1 starter, Izzy Bonacci, who held Brookdale off the board. On the ground left side, and it can't be handled by Acevedo and Odell, and Vigil is safe. So the win for Mercer in Game 1 extends their winning streak to 22 consecutive. Brookdale just hoping they can hang in there with this Viking team for Game 2 today. And if they're the team that snaps the winning streak, well, then this will be a very memorable game. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Audra Lowe, right fielder earlier, now she's the first baseman. Had a hit in 2 trips in Game 1. Brookdale managed just 3 hits in the ball game earlier today. And that one got a piece of the catcher, Bell, and that stung. It looked like it went right off the helmet. And certainly sounded like it did, so teammates are going to come over and make sure she's okay. The athletic staff out there as well. Yeah, looks like she's good to go. Getting high fives. Well, low in a 2-strike hole here. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the first. 2-0 Mercer. Well, it's 1 and 2. Mallory Shevlin waits on deck. And Adams winds up the pitch, and it's foul back. So Brookdale now 12 and 12 for the year. They're 4th place in the Region 19. The loss earlier today, just the 3rd time they've fallen here in Lincroft. They had been 7 and 2. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. She went after, went in the dirt, and that's strike 3. So 2 out, and it'll bring up Shevlin. Runner at first, Vigil. Shevlin moves over to play center field for this game. Ball 1. 1 for 2 in game 1. And I mentioned in the first game that we expected Shevlin to pitch this game, but it turns out, as it's hit on the ground, is short, flipped to second, and that'll end the inning. She pitched both games of the last doubleheader, so they're saving her for the upcoming doubleheader that Brookdale has. So she plays both games in the outfield today, and we are through 1 inning in game 2, 2-0 Mercer. And we start the second inning here in game 2 today with Mercer sending up the lower third of the order and ball 1. Abby Bell leading it off, and she's the catcher, right-hand batter. Tapped it foul, 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck is McKenna Spack and then Madison Jobs for the Vikings. Poured in 22 Game 1 runs. They scored a pair in the first inning of this contest. Off the plate. And Bell had a very active Game 1, including a 3-run homer, 3 hits in total, scored 4 times. And it's a 3-ball, 1-strike count on the Viking catcher. With her 7th home run of the year, as north of 40 runs batted in, and she's on with a walk to start the inning. So the second straight inning that the Vikings have put the leadoff hitter on against Nazaro. And McKenna Spack, center fielder, hitting in the 8th spot, and that's high and away. And when you score 22 runs, if you're head coach Ryan Zakarski, there's really no need to make any changes, and he didn't. The only change is who's pitching for his team. That's left side foul. One ball, one strike. And here it comes. Too high. Bell on it first after drawing the walk. Mercer batting here and there, second inning. And a good block by Ford behind the plate. Nazaro's already walked 2. And now a 3-ball count on Spack. And another walk. So the first 2 are on, they both walked, and now it's the number 9 hitter. Madison Jobs showing bunt and takes ball 1. Jobs reached base all 3 times in game 1 today. That one squirts by Ford, but not far enough for the runners to make a break for it. Jobs walked twice and singled in her 3 at-bats before she was lifted later in the game. And she fouls the 2-0 back. Bell is at second, Spack is at first, and now the 2-1 to the plate is popped foul. Two balls, 2 strikes. And Jobs takes that one that rolls to the backstop, and now the runners are at second and third. Well, he mentioned it in game 1, the number of wild pitches that have been, or that were problematic. Just too many free bases that Brookdale gave up. Now the payoff pitch is ball 4. So Nazaro has started this second inning by walking the bases loaded. Now you get into the dangerous hitters at the top of the order. Kelsey, Odell. And that's tapped to the left side and fielded in foul ground by Campbell, strike 1. Odell got this game started with a single and scored the first of what would be 2 runs in the first. Mercer has a 2-0 lead. High fly to left. That should hang up there for Vigil, and she squeezes it, tagging at third. Bell. Throw comes in toward third. It's a sacrifice fly for Odell. And it's Mercer 3-0. So the back runners move up as well on the sacrifice fly as Acevedo, the batter, takes a strike. She drew a walker first time up and scored. Mercer leading 3-0. And the 0-1 down low. And that one gets away aggressively. Spack trying to score the tag too late. So that ball did not get too far from Ford, but Spack was right on top of it and charges home with the Mercer's 4th run. Second this inning. Well, in game 1, they scored 6 apiece in innings number 1 and 2. So the 2 runs is an improvement for Brookdale pitching, but again, they find themselves in a hole. 2-1 on Acevedo, and she grands it foul. It's played by head coach manning the third base coaching position, Ryan Zakarski. His team sits in first place in the Division II section of the Region 19. Another ball in the dirt. So it's gone to a full count on Acevedo. Mercer has already drawn 4 walks, and this ball is out to center field for Shevlin. Makes the catch, runner tagging. Here comes the throw, won't get her. And the second consecutive sacrifice fly as Odell and Acevedo produce RBIs, and it's 5-0. So the bases are now empty, but Mercer has put up a 3 spot as Maya Patel 1-0. How about for Mercer? They've got 5 runs on the board, and 3 of them have come on sacrifice flies. Patel had the first sacrifice fly, and now Odell and Acevedo, the last 2 hitters in this inning. Mazzaro behind 2-0, and 3-0. That one way off. Needs to throw a strike here, and she does. Three and one with 2 out. And a pop fly to left. Coming in and toward the line is Vigil to grab it, and that'll end the inning. But they scored 3, the last 2 on sacrifice flies, and we're in the middle of the second. It's Mercer 5, Brookdale 0. Bottom of the second inning now, game 2 with a doubleheader. Brittany Campbell, first ball swinging, flies one out to left center field, and it's Spack who comes over to get it, out number 1. So Campbell retired on 1 pitch. It'll bring up Jessica Fay, who was the designated player in the lineup, hitting in the number 6 spot, fastball strike. Fay was at first base earlier today. And the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Abby Kisberth waits next. And Brookdale's down by a 5-0 count as they bat bottom second. 2-1. And Fay was 0 for 2. Grounding into a double play and taking a called third strike in game 1. 2-1 to the plate. Fouled off to the right, up and over the dugout. Defensively for Mercer in this game, too, and they've got the same unit out there in the outfield, Wiskowski, Spack, and Jobs. Here's the 2-2. Full count. On the infield, Acevedo and Odell are on the left side, Guida and Patel on the right side, with once again Bell doing the catching for this time Jessica Adams. She comes with the 3-2, and it's fouled off. Brookdale had a doubleheader sweep as recently as Tuesday at Lackawanna. A couple of close games. They won by 1 run and 2 runs respectively. Been a different story today against a very tough opponent. And now the at-bat for Fay ready to continue as Adams ready with the next offering, and it's high, ball 4, and Brookdale has their second base runner. So first walk given up by Adams. And Abby Kisberth steps her way to the plate. Ball 1. And Kisberth was the only Jersey Blue to reach twice in game 1 as she walked both times. For the sophomore. Swing and a miss. Kisberth out of Jackson, New Jersey. Played her high school ball at Jackson Liberty. On this 1-1 pitch, she swings and misses. Down in the count now, 1-2. Abby Ford taking her swings on deck. Runner at first is Fay. The pitch, strike 3 called. They ring up Kisberth. So for Jessica Adams, her second strikeout, 2 out. And Ford, the batter. Not a base hit earlier in the day, part of a 1-for-2 game 1. 1-0. As she starts both ends behind the plate. Brookdale's had the same starting battery in both games today. And a bit high, 2-0. Lined over second base hit going into right center field. Stopping at second, Fay, and so Brookdale's got something going here with 2 out. A base hit for Ford. So 2 on and 2 out. And Sarah Nazaro will be the batter. She went 0 for 2 earlier in the day. That's here with Fay at second and Ford at first. And the count 1-0. Popped it up. First baseman Patel will give way to Guida, and that retires the side. So a single and a walk, and they leave 2. And now after 2 innings complete, it's Mercer with a 5-0 advantage. And we start the third inning with ball one, as it's Emily Wiskowski leading off for the Vikings. Doubled her first time, that was back in the first. It's Mercer with a 5-0 lead as we play this game two. There's a called strike to even the count, and Mercer will send up the middle of their order, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters against Sarah Nazaro. Next pitch from the circle. Strike called. 1-2 on the reigning conference player of the week, Emily Wiskowski, the left fielder. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's Bonacci on deck and then Angelina Guida. We know all about the big day that she's had at the plate. Count full. So from 1-2 to 3-2. And high, ball 4. So 5 walks given up by Nazaro. And Izzy Bonacci will be next. And she was retired on a line drive right back to Nazaro. Made a nice catch in defense. In the last inning for Mercer, they loaded up the bases with 3 walks as this goes to the backstop and Wiskowski to second base. They loaded them up with walks and scored 3 runs without a single hit in the inning. That's something that you see very often. Now the 1-0. Bonacci sees that one high and away. And it's 3-0. Well, Mercer, they scored 22 in the first, and that same number is what their winning streak now stands at. 22 consecutive wins. On the ground at third, handled by Campbell. And just in time to get Bonacci one away. So here's Guida, whom Brookdale actually saw make an out in the first inning on a ground out to short. Swing and a miss after going 5 for 5 in the first game of today's doubleheader. She was just peppering line drives all over the field. Very high. So she has seen her batting average reach above the 400 mark for the season. Here's the next from Nazaro, and it's too high. So ball 3. One on, one out, top of the third. And a pop-up to the left side of the infield for Campbell to see through the sunshine and make the catch. 2 down. And the batter next will be Abby Bell. Got that second inning started with the walk parade, as they had 3 straight reach base via the walk, and all 3 of them scored. Knocked down at home plate by Ford, 1-0. Two and 0. And for Nazaro, the problem more than anything else has been finding the strike zone. The walks and the wild pitches. In the air toward foul ground and unable to make the over-the-shoulder catch low in pursuit of it. So the at-bat for Bell will continue. And I imagine it must feel good to be in the sunshine. Not that it's warm, but certainly warmer than if you're in the shade or where we're broadcasting from here in the dugout on the third base side. 3-1 on Bell. Runner at second is Wiskowski. Here it comes. Hit hard and by Fay at short, rolling in the left center field. Turning third, Wiskowski. She heads on in. And Abby Bell drives in another run. And now the ball rolls away. And she'll go to second. 6-0. So the 6-0 score, and they're not even a third of their way toward the Game 1 scoring total. 1-0 the count. McKenna Spack walked and scored. That was in the second. They've only had one hit combined over the last 2 innings, but yet 4 runs. One hit was Bell's single in the last at bat. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Blocked by Ford. And upstairs. 3 balls, 1 strike. If Spack got on, Madison Jobs would bat in the inning. That's hard hit and might have been off of the glove of Campbell in the left field. Here's another run. Abby Bell trots on in, ending up at second base. McKenna Spack, Mercer 7, Brookdale 0. And Madison Jobs, still 2 out in the inning. Runner now at second, 1-0. Jobs drew a walk, scored a run. Doubleheader that has gotten away from Brookdale, not having their best pitcher available for this matchup. Campbell handles this one, and that'll do it. But 2 more runs in, and we're in the middle of the third in a 7-0 game. Mercer in front. First pitch swinging, hard hit, and over the head of Spack in center field. On her way to second is Fay, takes the turn, heading for third, and she's safe. A lead-off triple. And finally something to feel good about on the Brookdale side of things as their dugout erupts with uproarious applause And Jamie Vigil will be next, and she had a base hit her first time up in the first. So Brookdale trying to start the march ahead. They're down 7-0 as they bat bottom 3. And the first one on the way is popped up over in our direction and over the roof and out of play. 0-1. So for Faye, the triple is her 5th of the season. She's standing at third base. 0-1 the count on Vigil. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, it's a Brookdale team that's been a good offensive team throughout this season. They've got a team batting average around 400. Foul back, but they're facing a pitching staff that is just so difficult to do any kind of damage against. And the Vikings have been so stingy with a staff ERA under 2 for the year. 2 strikes in the count on Vigil, and Adams delivers in the dirt. And now the 2-2 pitch is line caught and getting back safely at third. So the line out to Acevedo, and Faye gets back to the bag, 1 out. And now Audra Lowe struck out swinging her first time up, left-hand hitter. And she gets the bunt down, charging Acevedo will go to first to get the out, trying to score and safe. Faye slides in safely, so Lowe lays one down, gets an RBI, and Brookdale has cracked the scoreboard for the first time today. It's now 7-1 Mercer. So 2 at bases are now clear. Mallory Shevlin out on a fielder's choice, her first time up to shortstop. Had a hit in game 1 earlier. First pitch, 1-0. So the triple got the inning started, and Faye races home on Lowe's bunt. And for Brookdale, at the very least, they will not get shut out both games today. A run on the scoreboard. They trail 7-1. Next to Shevlin, she takes a strike. Well, Shevlin's been an outstanding two-way player, been Brookdale's best pitcher, and at the plate comes in with a .471 average. And you figure she will get a game pitching coming up this weekend when Brookdale is back in action next. Lined and foul down the line. But she worked both games of the doubleheader against Lackawanna, so that took her out of service for today, which is unfortunate. You'd like to have your best going against a team that's this good. One-two. Foul tipped off the glove, so the at-bat continues. As Bell could not squeeze what would have been strike 3. Base is clear and 2 out. Brookdale scored once in the inning. We're in the bottom of the third. And again, the 1-2. Swing and a miss to put her away. But Faye gets a triple and scores the first run. We're through 3. Mercer, 7-1, the lead. underway in this top of the fourth with strike one, Kelsey Odell. As they've got the top of the order up to the Vikings. And she gets the bunt down and foul. So Odell will go back to the plate. She'll be followed in the inning by Sierra Acevedo and Maya Patel. Mercer 7, Brookdale 1. As Mercer vies for the doubleheader sweep and the season series sweep as they've won all three meetings. First two in Mercer County back in the month of March. Odell in this game, too, has singled and scored and delivered a sacrifice fly to left. And as she lines one to left center field, and that's a hit. Cutting over Shevlin to cut it off, to throw to second offline, and a leadoff double. So Kelsey Odell now with 14 doubles this season. And here comes Acevedo. She has walked and scored and hit a sacrifice fly. Ball one. In fact, there have been 3 sacrifice flies for Mercer in this game. They came in after 2 innings, 1 in the first, 2 more in the second. 2-0. Ball 3. A little bit low, so walked her on 4 pitches. That's 6 walks given up by Nazaro. And Maya Patel hits the first one out to center field. Shevlin going back in front of the fence to make the catch. Tagging at second, Odell. She makes it to third. So Patel flies out for a 3rd straight time in this game. The first 2 had been the left. This one goes out to center. And there is 1 away. Georgia. So the batter, Emily Wiskowski, on base twice. 1 hops to the plate, 1-0. She has doubled and walked, scored once. Starting both games today in the left field spot. There's 1 low. 2-0. 6 walks given up by Nazaro, and she has not struck out a Viking. This one's in play to right for Agriu. She has the out, tagging at third. Here comes the run. The 4th sacrifice fly of the game. They might be heading on some sort of record for that. This one comes off the bat of Wiskowski, and the Mercer lead is extended to 8-1. So 2 out for Bonacci, hitless in this game on a liner back to the pitcher. Here's one on the ground, knocked down by Faye, and she doesn't have a play. And Bonacci is safe. So she is now 1 for 3. Looks like they may have charged an error instead. And taking a strike, Angelina Guida, who after her 5 for 5 game 1 has been held to an 0 for 2 start in this game with a grounder to short and a pop out to third. And that one rolls and gets away, and here comes a run. So Acevedo to the plate, Bonacci now at second base. And Mercer holds an 8-run lead. 9-1 the Vikings. 2-0 count on Guida. 3-0. Well, Brookdale hoping to avoid another short outing in this second game, but if it's 10 runs after 5, we are done. Ripped to left center field, and that ball is off the fence. Here comes Bonacci to score on its second with a ringing double. Angelina Guida, that is hit number 6 of the doubleheader, and it is now 10-1. Guida has not been fooled. Hit that ball right on the screws. Here's Abby Bell. Off speed, gets away, and now the runner to third. Well, for Brookdale, you'd have to characterize it as sloppy play. And the defense has been less than airtight. That's a foul ball. But they've just given away too many free base runners. They got 7 walks issued in this game. And that's cracked out to center field and well hit. Shevlin reaches up to make the catch. A nice play to end the inning. Mallory Shevlin, as that was ticketed for potentially extra bases. But Mercer settles for a 3-run 4th inning and now lead Brookdale 10-1. Game 2 continues on Brookdale TV. Home 4th inning here at the softball field for this doubleheader on Brookdale TV. Brian Gadsford here with you. And Brookdale was blown out in Game 1 and hoping to avoid a similar fate here in this game. Ball 1, Brittany Campbell to lead it off. They've got 5, 6, and 7 up in the order. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. They're going against tough pitchers to go against. Jessica Adams, the Game 2 starter for Mercer, has gotten 2 straight past Campbell, 1 and 2. Jessica Fay is on deck, and then Abby Kisberth in the Brookdale 4th. They have managed to run on 3 hits and trail 10-1. Campbell 0 for 1, retired on a fly ball to center field her first time up. And here's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Jessica Adams has struck out 1 in each inning so far. It amounts to 4 for the afternoon. And Jessica Fay steps in now, and she drew a walk her first time. Fouls off the first one. 0-1. Fay in the lineup as the designated player. In the dirt, 1-1. Brookdale's got more games coming up this weekend. They've got a doubleheader here on Saturday, and what will be a very busy day in Brookdale spring athletics, with both baseball and softball playing doubleheaders at similar start times. Fouled away. For the Brookdale baseball team, they will welcome in Rowan Glaster in what is a marquee matchup that we will have for you on Brookdale TV, so we look forward to that. And both of the spring teams winding down their seasons here into the last week and a half or so. You would think that as we progress, we would be playing in some warmer temperatures. She could not hold, and that's the second strikeout of the inning. So Fay is out, 2 down, and Abby Kisberth, who was called out on strikes. And over first, down the line, foul. The Brookdale baseball team will start the 3-game series against Rowan Glaster with tomorrow's affair. They'll be on the road and then at home for the doubleheader on Saturday. 0-1, Kisberth takes it low. So Adams has fanned 5, only the 1 run against her, and 10 runs of support. A 10-1 score. Fouled away. One-two delivery. A little bit low. Two out in the inning, nobody on, and now the pitch. Popped up. That'll be out of play. Adams, if she can get Kisberth on strike, she would strike out the side in this inning. Here's the pitch. She got her swinging. 3 up, 3 down. They all go down on strikes. 4 innings complete. Mercer leads by a score of 10-1. McKenna Speck leading off top of the fifth, and strike one called. As they send up 8, 9, and 1 in the order. And Mercer leading Brookdale by a comfortable margin of 10-1. Called a strike. So Nazaro has poured in a couple of strikes consecutively on McKenna Speck, who has walked, doubled, and scored. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's Madison Jobes and Kelsey Odell to follow in the inning. On the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Crosses a little bit high. The count levels at 2-2. It's hit foul off the bat of Speck. There has only been 1 inning in the 2 games combined today, as this one's high, a full count, in which Mercer has not scored. In this game, they have scored 2, 3, 2, and 3. Strikeout, but the ball gets away, and she'll reach first. So Speck swung and missed, but the pitch got away, and she's at first base. And Madison Jobes, right-hand hitter next. Cracks this one out to left field, and that ball is 1 hopped off the fence. On her way to third, Speck, she'll stop, and Jobes pulls in with a double. So 2 in scoring position without an out recorded. There should have been an out as Nazaro got Speck swinging. Ball 1 on Odell, but she reached as the pitch was wild, and then Jobes followed up with a double to left. So now Odell, 2 out of 2 in this game, also a sacrifice fly. She singled and doubled and scored a pair. That's how you set the table. And below the knees, so a 3-0 count. Just been far too many of these kind of at-bats against Nazaro. Ball 4, and now the bases are loaded. Well, 1 more run, and it will be a Mercy score. A strike to start off Acevedo. A sacrifice fly sandwiched between a couple of walks for the Mercer third baseman. Tipped it foul at the plate. And the sacrifice fly is 1 of 4 in this game, which is a lot of sacrifice flies. But they've scored runs in other ways too. And it's added up to a 10-run total. In the air to right. And it's Agriu to make the catch. Runner tagging, runner in. Speck scores, and now the runners move up as the ball kicks away. And it's now a double-digit lead at 11-1. So again, I don't know the record for sacrifice flies, but that is 5 in this game. And the second for Acevedo. And Maya Patel, left-hand hitter, 0-1. And Patel has hit the ball in the air all 3 times up, all 3 outs. 1 of them produced a run on a sacrifice fly. That was in the first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mercer now leading Brookdale 11-1. So that one gets away, heading for the plate. And in to score, Jobes. So they have now totaled 34 runs. And they've reached a dozen in this game. Patel with a pop-up in our direction, but The catcher, Ford, makes the play. Second out of the inning. So Patel retired. Emily Wiskowski has doubled, walked, and hit one of the bunch of sacrifice flies. 1-0. Lone runner out there now is Odell at third base. Well, Brookdale's getting a first-hand look at what an elite team looks like, and that is what Mercer has presented. They have been a handful for any opponent. .3-0 count, taking all the way a strike. On the walk. So between the walks and the sacrifice flies.
Left side.
And Mercer is doing damage. Izzy Bonacci reached on an error last time to shortstop. She's hitless in this game. A 1-0 count. Hit the ball harder first time up, but right back at Nazaro, who delivers a 1-0, and it's lined and past Campbell. Odell comes in to score, stopping at second Wiskowski. It's a base hit and an RBI for Izzy Bonacci, 13-1. We just keep the line moving. The lead up to a dozen. Angelina Guido, a called strike. And all she's done today is have 6 hits in the 2 games. 5 earlier, had a doubler last time up, 1 for 3 in this one. Ball 1. And she is now the 8th to bat in this inning after they batted around, 4 times earlier today. That sinks a little bit low. And the 2-1 offering hit hard, and that gets by Fay into the left center field gap. Wave around, another run to score. Wiskowski. Here comes Bonacci, and 2 runs are in. It has just been relentless, the attack from Mercer, as they have scored 15 more. And now a shot to left field, but right at Vigil to squeeze it and end the inning. But the biggest inning yet, the Vikings put up 5, and now Brookdale's last at bat's coming up, bottom of the 5th, in a 15-1 hole. Last chance for Brookdale. They bat bottom of the fifth. They're now down 15-1 in this game 2. First ball hit hard and through. A base hit. Abby Ford, leadoff single. And she's now 2 for 2. And in the doubleheader, now 3 hits and 4 at bats. It'll bring up Nazaro. And aggressively charging in on what I guess was a bunting attempt. And now Nazaro will get some consulting from the third base coach. And Brookdale's got a whole new coaching staff this year. It's a little strange to be around a Brookdale team not coached by Bo Scanapico, who had a 37-year run here as the head coach. Multiple national championships, swing and a miss. But Bo retired after last season. So Tony Pasillo is the first-year head coach. Trying to keep this program at a good level, and they've had a okay season. They're at 500. A loss in this game would drop them 1 game below, but they've been competitive. But certainly it's different not having Bo around. That's down in front of the center fielder, Spack, so they've got back-to-back singles. In fact, they're going to honor Bo Scanapico by naming the field in his honor in a ceremony to come later this year in June. Jillian Fay, strike 1. Well, Fay scored the only Brookdale run of the day, not just this game, but the doubleheader in total, after tripling and scoring when Lowe dropped down a bunt. Now Brookdale needs 5 runs to keep this game going. And a swing and a miss, kind of a 3/4 swing, but Fay could not hold up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ford's at second, Nazaro at first. They both singled leading off this inning. 2-2. On deck, Jamie Vigil. And fouled off to the right, and that's into the trees. Long at bat here for Jillian Fay. On another 2-2 pitch. A full count, a nice stop by Bell. And for Brookdale, the deficit is 2 touchdowns. 15-1, the Mercer lead as we wind down this game 2. But Brookdale's got something cooking here with now the bases loaded and nobody out. So 2 singles and a walk against Jessica Adams. Jamie Vigil stands in. Single and a line out, 1 for 2. Jersey Blues trying to keep the line moving here in a big deficit. Ball 1. They will next play here on Saturday. The opponent is Camden. It'll be a doubleheader as they get back to a Division III opponent after facing Division II foes in their last 4 games with the Lackawanna doubleheader previous to this one. 1-1 pitch. A strike. Base is full of Jersey Blues on 1-2. It's hit on the ground at third. Up with it there and the out and the throw too late. So they'll get a run in. Ford scores. They force out Nazaro at third base, give Vigil credit for an RBI, and it's 15-2. And Audra Lowe is next. Jessica Adams has 2 more outs to get. Lowe has struck out and grounded to third. 0 for 2. And it's hit left side foul. Adams has struck out 6, and she has only walked 2. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. And ahead by 13 runs. Comes with the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cut on and missed. Late on that pitch. Mallory Shevlin, good hitter, waiting next. 1-2 coming up. Too high. Faye is at second. Vigil is at first. And now the 2-2 on its way home. Out to left, right at Wiskowski to make the catch. And the runners hold at first and second. Line drive off the bat of Lowe, but Wiskowski was in the right spot. So 2 out. Brookdale finds themselves down to their final out of the day. It'll be left to Shevlin to keep it going. And a pop-up. In the foul ground goes Patel, and she doesn't have a play on it over the side fence. Strike 1 on Shevlin. She's reached on a fielder's choice and struck out swinging 0 for 2. Starting both games today in the outfield, in left and in center. Two on, 2 out. The 0-1. Hit hard and through, a base hit. They'll hold the runner, and the bases are loaded. So it'll be Brittany Campbell. 0 for 2. She has flied to center and struck out swinging. On the ground, slowly to second. Guida picks it up, throws in time, and it's over. So the final tally in Game 2, Brookdale falls 15-2 after dropping Game 1, 22-0. Just overmatched against this Division II Mercer juggernaut, who came in at 35-5, and they extend their record to 37-5. Brookdale is now 1 game under the 500 mark after a couple of tough games here today. So just too much Mercer all afternoon long, and Brookdale will look to regroup as they welcome in Camden come the weekend, and that doubleheader will be on Saturday. We'll see you over on the baseball side as they take on Rowan Gloucester, with thanks to Sergei Kornienko and you for listening all afternoon long. Brian Gadzard saying thanks again as we say so long from the softball field here in Lincroft. Brookdale swept in a doubleheader. Join us for our next broadcast on Brookdale TV coming your way Saturday. Have a good night.